Matter. Today's live session is all about partner visa. So we will be discussing about the partner visa eligibility criteria, the stages, and the visa categories, different visa categories where you can apply for the partner visa for your partner. So first will be the eligibility criteria. Now, there are 4-5 points that you need to understand before you start or you decide to apply for your partner visa processing. Now, if the applicant is a spouse or a de facto of an Australian citizen, Australian permanent resident holder, or eligible New Zealand citizen, they can apply for the partner visa. The applicant intends to marry an Australian citizen, Australian PR holder, or New Zealand citizen. And the intended marriage has to be valid with the marriage as per Section 12 of the Act. Another criteria that you have to focus on is that the applicant is sponsored by the spouse, de facto partner, or intended spouse. The sponsor has their own eligibility criteria as well. So the sponsor can maximum sponsor 2 in a lifetime. So it can't be more than that. Okay. And there is also a 5 years ban if the sponsor has sponsored or being sponsored on a partner visa with previous relationship. So there are different criteria where you have to look into it before you sponsor your partner. Now, there are 3 subclasses for the partner visa. Subclass 300, which is a prospective marriage visa, which is subclass 300. Partner visa, which is onshore partner visa, 820-801, and offshore partner visa, which is 309-100. So I'll just brief you about the onshore partner visa first. So in 820-801 visa, it's a 2-stage process. Under this visa, the applicant initially apply for the temporary partner visa, and then further they can apply for 801 visa after 2 years from the date of the lodgement. Okay. Now, this partner visa is onshore partner visa. So, for example, the applicant is here on visitor's visa or student visa, and that applicant is in a de facto relationship or married. If the applicant is on a visitor's visa and if there is no 8503 condition imposed on the visa, they can apply for the onshore partner visa with the sponsor. Now for 309-100, it's an offshore partner visa where the partner can be onshore or offshore, but it's mainly for the offshore partner visa. So they lodge the partner visa offshore, and then once the visa is granted, they can come back here on 309 visa. And after the 2 years from the date of lodgement, Department of Immigration will invite them to apply for 100 visa, and then they can apply for 100 visa onshore itself. Okay, so there are so we will also talk about the prospective marriage visa. Now for the prospective marriage visa, the main criteria is that the applicant should have to be offshore. So it's an offshore marriage visa. The applicant has to be 18 years or over, and the partner and sponsor are intended to marry to each other. So basically what happens when you apply for the 300 grant, 300 visa, they give you the grant for and allow you to stay in Australia for the period of minimum 9 months, and in that 9 months period, they have to get married and provide the marriage certificate, and further on that basis they can apply for onshore partner visa, which is 820-801. Now, the processing time of each visa varies upon case to case. We have seen a lot of a difference in the processing time. So we have seen that some cases we have got the grant in 2 months, 3 months time period, even in 1 month time period, and some processing, some applications take around maybe 12 months or more than that. So we usually don't go with the global processing time because it's not very accurate processing time period. Now I have also seen that in the second stage process, which is 801 visa or 100 visa, the processing time also varies. So sometimes it goes with 6 months, 8 months time period, and sometimes we get in a day or so. So I have one case which I applied for 801 visa few days back. So I applied in the evening today, and tomorrow morning I got the visa grant. So I'm not pretty much sure that how they are assessing the applications and giving the outcome on the applications, but it's not like first come first basis. They pick random applications and then start doing the assessing on the application. Okay, so there are a lot of questions coming here now. Okay, now I will also give you the heads up on the onshore partner visa, how it works. So basically it's a two-stage process. You first apply for 820 visa. When the 820 visa is granted, then you apply for another, like the second stage process, which is 801 visa. The same goes with 309 visa. Now, the main aspects of the relationship. So here we have to also see that whether you are fulfilling the documentation part when you apply for the partner visa. So basically the whole partner visa stands on 4 pillars. First is the financial aspects of the relationship. Second is if you're living together, so you're applying for 820, 801 visa, you're living together, then you have to also demonstrate the nature of household. If you're living separately on a temporary basis, so you have applied for 309 visa, the partner is offshore and the sponsor is here, then you have to give them the evidence that you have maintained the contacts with each other while you are temporarily apart. The third pillar is social aspects of the relationship, and the last one is nature of commitment to each other. If I'll give you the explanation on the each stage of the process. The first is the financial aspects of the relationship. So here you need to provide them the documents that you're financially committed to each other. So for example, you have provided them joint bank account statements where you do all your daily transactions and keeping that as an operating account. You can also provide them superannuation details where you have included your partner as a next kin. So you provide the superannuation beneficiary details. If the partner is offshore, you have to also provide them the documents that you are financially helping each other and supporting each other by doing regular money transfers. So these comes everything in the financial aspects of the relationship. If you have bought the property, you can provide those documents in a joint name. So these are the things that you can that demonstrate that you're financially committed to each other. Now, if you're living together, then you also have to demonstrate that you are helping each other with the regular chores, doing the groceries, shopping together, cleaning, everything together. So you have to basically give the statement in the relationship statement that how you help each other and how you support each other on the regular basis, on the day-to-day basis. If you are living apart, then you can also mention about the that you are in touch with each other. So you can provide them the call history, chat history. You can also provide them video call screenshots. So these are the documents that you can provide and prove that you are in contact with each other while you are apart. Now comes with the social aspects. The social aspects basically proves that socially, like publicly, you have declared your relationship. So you have to provide the documents of, for example, travel tickets, hotel bookings, photographs with friends, family, with colleagues together as a couple. So the parents affidavit, so that proves that parents are also agreed to the relationship, and they are happy with that, with their children's relationship. You can also provide Form 888, which is a mandatory document. So previously, when you provide the Form 888, it was compulsory that the declarant has to sign in front of the JP. So it has to be the certified copy of Form 888 along with their identity documents. But now, as per the new rules, it has been removed. So now Form 888 can be individually signed and provided to the department without any certification. You can also provide, so other documents can be marriage certificate, marriage photographs. You can provide pre and post marriage photographs. So these are also it helps to prove that you are in a committed relationship. The last factor is nature of commitment to each other. So in this, you have to write a complete story saga about your relationship, like how you met, how the things went ahead, then your parents got involved, your parents agreed to it, then finally you got married, what are the then these 4 aspects you have to explain in the relationship, and finally it will be the future plans, that what are the future plans once the partner visa is granted. So basically these are the main aspects of the relationship. Now this is the basic information about the partner visa, but when people come to us during the time of consultation, we have seen that they are in the complex situation where they applied a partner visa on their own, and then now they got some request which is unable them to fulfill it. So they come to us and ask for the guidance. So we have seen a lot of complex cases where they without looking into the requirements, they apply for the partner visa with the de facto relationship, and then case officer come back and say that you do not fulfill the 12 months legal requirement of living together. So these kind of cases also are the cases which the expertise information and expertise guidance is required. So those kind of applications also we try to handle it, and we have those kind of success ratios where we have came out from that situation, and clients got the positive outcome on the application. So these are some complex cases. If the partner died, then what happens? So you got the 820 grant or 309 grant, and then your partner dies. So what will be the next process? So all these can be explained once you book the consultation, and then we can help you with it, with those kind of complex situations. And we have all the solutions out of it. So if there is anything you want to discuss with us, please contact us, book the consultation, and then we'll help you with it. So basically, this is all about the partner visa. Now I can see a lot of questions here. So now I'll go with I'll attend the questions and solve one by one. So So here, one question is that what is the processing time of A21 visa? So as I explained you, the processing time varies from case to case basis. So we have seen in some cases the processing time is 6 months, 7 months. But as I said recently in September, maybe a week ago, I applied for A21 visa for one of my client, and I applied on, so for example, today and tomorrow I got the visa. So as I said, processing time varies on case by case basis, but you can say that maybe maximum 5 to 6 months is the processing time for A21 visa. Okay, so there is one question from Rohan. If you are more than 3 years in relationship, will my partner be directly eligible for PR? So yes, if you provide the documents of all the 3 years relationship, so you have to give them the evidence that your relationship is more than 3 years old, by providing them, if you are living together, then maybe 3 years, lease agreement, joint bank account, those kind of documents, photographs. These kind of documents will prove that your relationship is 3 years and old. So what will happen when you apply for 820, 801 together? The processing time, when the processing time is completed and you get the grant, you will get 2 grants together, 820 grant and 801 grant. So it will be all together. So yeah, then she will be directly on permanent residency, and after 1 year she will be eligible, or he will be eligible for citizenship application. So question from Rohan again. Does statements from family, friends and family works? So statements in the sense, if you're talking about Form 888, then yes, anyone can give you the Form 888. It can be your family members, relatives, even parents can give the Form 888. Friends can be anyone, yes. So definitely you can the statement will work if it's a friends and family. The only thing is that whoever is applying for, whoever is giving Form 888, they have to be an Australian citizen or PR holder. Okay, so there is one question which says that what is the minimum stay day, weeks, months requirement for the first entry within 1 year after getting the PR visa? Now here it depends, like usually they give the entry criteria that the person must not arrive after so and so date. So minimum it can be from 6 months to 12 months. But yes, when you check when the visa is granted, you have to check the first entry date, and on that basis you can further apply for you can further plan for your entry. Question from Rohan again. Can you also mention the processing time? So what kind of processing time? What visa you are looking for? So because I can see that what kind of visa processing time you are asking. For 309 offshore visa. So there is one question which says that for 309 offshore visa, main applicant is in Indonesia and as 10-year-old child currently living in Malaysia. Can include this child in application for migration in Australia? It depends. So yes, if the applicant is a biological parent, then they can include a 10-year-old child in their application, onshore application. The only thing is that they have to be the legal guardian. So I'm not sure that that 10-year-old child is living with whom in Malaysia. So we need to check whether they have the legal guardianship and they can further process with that along with the child or not. But yes, for the biological parent, yes, you can include. We have not lived together for 12 months, but would like to apply for a de facto partner visa. Is that okay? So as I said, that if the partner is onshore and your 12 months has not been completed and you're not living together for the period of 12 months, then the best way is to apply for the relationship registration in NSW birth, death, marriage registrar office. Once you have registered your relationship, then you can go ahead with your partner visa application, though you haven't lived together for the 12 months period. So how long is a prospective marriage subclass 300 visa valid for? It depends. It's minimum 9 months. You'll be having the visa for 300, and in that 9 months period, you have to get married and make the arrangements to apply for 820 visa, 821 visa. Can I travel to Australia while my partner visa application is being processed? So if your 309 application is in process, you can travel to Australia. So you can apply for another visa, which is a visitor visa. You can come to Australia, stay with your partner, and before the visa expiry, you have to leave the country. So you can do in and out in Australia on visitor's visa while your partner visa application is in process. What documents should I provide as evidence of identity and marital status? So what documents for the marital status, you have to provide marriage certificate. And that is the main legal document that proves that you are married. So yeah, you can provide that document. If it's a de facto relationship, as I said, you have to just prove that you are in a de facto relationship by providing all the documents joint. So joint bank account, joint lease agreement, yeah, those kind of. Is there a minimum time to sponsor my second partner? So here the criteria is that when you apply for the first partner, so for example, you applied the partner for 820 visa, after 5 years from the date of that application, you will be eligible to apply for the second partner, but you have to prove that you are now no more in the relationship with your first partner. So either you can, if you're married, you can provide the divorce certificate. If you were living in a de facto relationship or you have registered your relationship, then you have to revoke that relationship. And after 5 years from the date of the first application of your visa, you will be eligible to apply for the second partner. So can I include dependents from my previous marriage on my visa application? So if you are a legal, so if you are a biological parent and if your partner is ready to give you that consent that you can include your children in your second marriage, and the visa partner visa application, yes, you can include that, but there has to be consent from both the sides. Is it possible to apply for a partner visa application without living together? Not really, because you have to provide the evidence that you are in a living relationship or you are married. If either of it is, you have to give the evidence that you are living together. For the offshore partner visa, as you have to just show that you are temporarily living apart, and once the partner visa is granted, then the partner will come here and then you can stay together. So for the offshore partner visa, it's still possible, but for the onshore partner visa, it's not very good idea if you're not living together. So what are the major reasons for the partner visa refusal? So here there are many reasons. So for example, if you have applied for the police clearance certificate and there is any conviction or any offense in there, which is a major, there is a possibility that your application can be refused on that basis. If there is a medical issues, your partner visa application can be refused. If you have applied for the partner visa and then you are not in a relationship, or the relationship is broke down, then yes, there is a major chances that you can get a partner visa refusal. Okay, so there is one question which is not related to partner visa, but it's it says that I'm planning for PR. My professional experience is mixed combination, both 4 years of teaching experience and 6 years of software experience. Which is the best option? So here, now it depends what qualification you have done. So if the qualification is related to your experience, then the best idea is to go ahead with that process by applying the skills assessment on that basis. And if it is something that you have done XYZ qualification and you have both the teaching and software experience, it depends on the requirements as well. So for the teaching, if you have a qualification and experience, then you can go ahead with your teaching experience assessment. But for the software engine, for the software IT experience, you have XYZ qualification, and then you want to apply for the permanent residency. It depends on the experience as well. So if it is related, then minimum 2 years, 1 year experience, 1 year experience is fine. But if it is not related to your qualification, then minimum 6 years, 7 years experience is required. So it depends. So maybe for further information, you can contact us and then we can guide you in person once I have a detailed information about your profile, qualification as well as experience. Okay, so there is one question from Sayed. Lodged 189 application in last December for plant and production engineer for 190 points. Still waiting for the grant, unfortunately. Any update on the processing time? Is it me or everyone who is still waiting for the grant? So 189 applications, it depends. Like as I said, they don't pick the applications on first come first basis. They pick the application randomly. So we have a lot of our applications which are still in process, and some has already got the grants on 190 on 189 application. So yeah, I think because you're waiting since December 2022, there are chances that within 2-3 months you will receive some kind of response from the case officer related to your application. Okay, so this question came up again and I have already answered to it. Main applicant in Indonesia and 10-year-old child in Malaysia. Okay, so referring to the previous question, 10-year-old biological child studying in Malaysia, main applicant and child are not in the same place. As I said, you can include, the only thing is that you have to prove that the biological parent is a legal guardian, and also you have to provide them the evidence that parent is financially helping the child while he or she is studying in Malaysia, and also visiting on regular basis, and the child is coming on the regular basis to meet the parent. So on that basis, yes, you can definitely include it, but you have to show the dependency documents that the child is completely dependent on you, and also you are a legal guardian for the child. Okay, so here. See questions here as well. Let's see. So here there is one question which asks, what are the chances of getting 189 in NSW for architectural draft persons with 85 points? Pretty much you have a decent points of 85, so there are chances of getting 189. The only thing is that we don't know that from 1st of July what changes they are going to make. So once the first invitation round is completed of 189 in the current financial year, we'll get to know that what are the points they are considering for each occupation. So maybe little bit more waiting. You have to wait, and then we'll see how it goes. But previously, if I go with the previous invitation rounds, it was a good chances for 189. So here there is one question. My occupation is civil engineer technician, and I'm currently living in NSW, and my point for 491 is 90. If my chance gets invitation in Western Australia or NSW. So NSW, we haven't got any updates yet. So we need to wait for the new updates, and most probably what we are expecting is in a week or so we'll get the new updates, because they have mentioned that they are going to do the invitation round by the end of this month. So you have to wait for the new requirements to be released for NSW. For Western Australia, they give more first preference to the people who are living over there. But yes, you can drop one EOI for 491, and if interstate has been picked, like if they are picking the EOIs for the interstate, then yes, there are chances with the 90 points, because 90 points is a decent points for 491. Okay, so there is one question, 485 visa time processing. So maximum we have seen is a month or two. There are few applications which is taking a bit longer, but the standard processing time is maybe a month or two. So there is one question, can I now enroll in automotives? Now, I'm not sure what visa you're holding and what kind of course you are doing at the moment. So we need to check in detail, and we can see that whether you can enroll in automotive or not. But yeah, for that you have to contact our education department and they can help you with it. Okay, so pretty much this is the questions now. So there is one more question. Hi, I have applied for NSW 190 as ICT project manager, but yet to receive the grant. What's the processing time frame now? Now the processing time is a bit longer in 190. So I'm not sure when you applied it, but yes, the processing time is pretty long in 190. We have seen a lot of waiting period. Yeah, so we are hoping that they will now quickly process these applications. But yeah, maybe you can say that as per our record and what we are dealing with the clients, it's around maybe 10 to 11 months, 12 months period, which that's what for the processing time is. Okay, so pretty much all questions are being addressed. For more information, contact us, book a consultation. We are in Sydney, Parramatta, Bankstown, and Macquarie Park. And see you soon with another live session very shortly.